So kind of, how did you find me and for what reasons did you come here and look for rehabilitation help? What was your major problem?
My major problem was heroin and cocaine, and I was severely addicted to both. I was at the point where I intravenously using it, so I had overdosed several times, been thrown out of the last time I overdosed was actually thrown out of a moving car and left in an alley, and was woken up with Narcan by paramedics in North Philly. And I tried detoxing and rehabs, and it wouldn't help the withdrawal at all with the minute level of detoxing as they were giving me. So AMA, I would leave. And for me, a lot of the 12-step programs didn't seem to do it for me. I've run into a lot of old acquaintances that I really wouldn't necessarily be a positive thing for me. And I ended up looking up trying to get on Suboxone, and I found your office very close to where my parents lived. And I came over here, and it helped me get off of everything, for one. And then you worked a lot with stress management and breathing and trying to just rebuild myself. And I mean, it saved my life. I was half the body weight I was now, $300 plus a day habit. You know, it was just at death's door.
What do you say to the idea that poor emotional intelligence, fast thinking, and mindlessness really set you up for bad habits, plus or minus genetics and environment?
Oh, it definitely does, because the poor thinking and having poor emotional health for me is the biggest part of me triggering for relapse. I'm very bipolar, and I start beating myself up emotionally, and then I look for an excuse on getting that feeling to go away and numbing it with another, thing. So, for me, I reach for substances and numb that. But the problem is that becomes a cycle of me feeling worse when I'm not high or not drunk or whatever the case may be at the time. And then I need to numb more, and progresses into harder and harder things for me. It started out with ecstasy and stuff like that when I was younger, and then progressed all the way up to heroin and injecting heroin and cocaine.
And what do you say? We talk about the ingredients for success in terms of physical strength, a growth mindset, patient family-centered treatment, faith and spirituality, medication, and the idea that you're not powerless, how physiologic change makes easy behavior change, as I'd like to say, as long as you're not crazy. And this is a recovery approach that makes sense. How has this helped for you? Or has it?
It has. When I came here, I thought I was at the point where my emotions would never return. It actually scared me, because even a year, I'm going to say a good year into being sober, I still just couldn't get the happiness that I used to have. And working on the breathing and just, letting out some stress with working out, it would calm me. And then slowly over time, worked on myself to the point where I started my own business, not to just talk about material things, but I was never able to hold really a steady job even before I was getting high. And now, almost 5 years clean with a business, a car, my own apartment, multiple motorcycles, a family that's happy to see me when they actually see me, and that came back too, through help with you and you talking to them as well, and them seeing me grow and progress. And now they're actually proud of me, which is, a big change. And I haven't had that since I was a child.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I want to be owning multiple businesses. We're in the process of looking at another, and I mean, it's crazy from the point of sitting at the train station begging for change to now I employ people, I sign people's paychecks, and I'm looking to build more, and we help people stop smoking, and help people get off of other vices, and it feels good, and I want to keep expanding upon that. I work a lot and I work hard, but I don't mind it. It's working for something positive at the end of it.
What particular rehab skills have worked for you in terms of what you've learned here?
Well, one, the non-12 step worked a lot for me. For me, that I tried so many rehabs, and I tried so many detoxes, and it was just, for me, it was just repetitiveness that didn't seem to do it for me. And then it was just a bunch, you're in there talking about drug stories with a lot of people, and it would just, for me, it would make me think of getting high versus the intended approach of telling you why not to. And with here, we just focus on yourself. You focus on how to calm yourself, how to make sure your emotional intelligence is in check, and that helped more than just reading that God gave me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and all that. For that, it didn't do it for me, and this is the only thing that did it, and I tried multiple.
Has the doctor-patient relationship prior to coming here, has that been helpful in your journey? And have you had that experience in other rehabilitation?
No, I haven't. I even tried years ago one Suboxone doctor out of media. I'm not going to say the place, but it was just very cold, and it didn't make you feel comfortable coming there. I actually enjoy coming here. I'm not like, oh God, I gotta go see this doctor. It feels like I've known you before, even though I know you from here. And it's very inviting. You don't have to feel ashamed if you're coming in here trying to get clean. Like that, for me, that was a big part of it, is even just going to a detox center and feeling so ashamed of myself and looking like a skeleton, And came here, I felt comfortable. You're treated nicely. You're treated very welcoming. And you care about people, which is, it's not just, hey, here's a script and then get out. You actually check up on how we're doing, which is, that's awesome.
And involved your family
Mm-hmm.
and in the recovery process, and just say they've learned as well. They have the ruler, so to speak, by which to measure change.
Yeah, I think that helped a lot too, for my parents being so misinformed about a lot of stuff with addiction, because their whole approach was just write you off. Started kicking me out when I was 14 and for pot. They just, now they've grown a lot, and they saw the change, and you helped explain it to them, and they weren't so discouraged when it wasn't 2 weeks later and I'm just perfectly 100% back. They understood it took some time, and now our relationship's better than ever. We haven't had that since I was literally in elementary school.